In this tutorial, we're going to use the motif to create a horizontal shift, otherwise known as a brick repeat. So we're going to use a similar process as the vertical shift. We're just going to expand the canvas size in a different direction, and we're going to use the offset in a different way. So similar to what we've done before, you want to select all, edit, copy, and you're going to wait to paste. Now we need to make sure we know our pixels. So we're going to go into image size. Now again, if it was in inches, you would want to switch it to pixels. We have 614 for the width and 598 for the height. I wrote that down. Now I can go in and start to adjust my offset. So this time we're going to go in and we're going to go to Filter, Other, Offset. Now it's already set to your previous settings, so you want to make sure that you bring the horizontal to half of what it was. So we had 614, so we want it to be 307, okay? But we actually don't want the vertical at all. So there, I have that. Again, it's set to wrap around. We can see now that the motif has been separated different than what it was in the vertical. We can click on OK. And now I'm going to go into image canvas size, and this time I want to add either to the top or the bottom. Now again, depending on your previous settings, it's going to change the way that you want to do your percent. So we have 0% here. So we don't want to change anything to the width. We want to change the height by 100%. If you had it set up so that you already had your 100% at what it was, then you would change it to 200. This is where the settings can vary. Because I've started at 0, I want to change my height to 100%, and I have it going in one direction. Now I can edit, paste, and there's my motif. Now this time we're going to do something a little bit different. We're actually going to reflect the motif so that as you see it in repeat, you have different directions of kind of those tentacles that are coming out of this sea urchin. So I'm going to go into Edit, Transform, and I'm going to flip it, okay? So I want to flip it horizontally. I can use my Move tool. Sorry, I lost my cursor for a minute. And bring it down. We want it to snap. So if you have your guides on, you'll see it snap. And there we go. Again, I can merge my layers. I'm going to save this as the horizontal. And again, I could add a background color to it. So why don't we add a layer? And this time I'm going to use, let's go with this color here. Move my layer behind my repeat, and I can actually add a filter to it if I wanted to. So let me add, let's see what we want to do. And the window will pop up. Get to a filter that This is my oil paint filter. So now it added a little texture to the background. I could actually use that same filter onto my imagery as well. Let's see what we can get there. Again, I can merge my layers. And let's select all, edit, define pattern, edit, copy, create a new document, paste in my tile. And I can go in and create a field to test it, edit, fill, pattern, go find my new pattern, and fill it. Okay, now this was the medium-sized one that we used, and you can see how the direction of the sea urchin changes through that horizontal shift. I can save this as a JPEG and also save it as the Photoshop file.